Hello guys, welcome to this new video, and today we are going to discuss about the FIDE World Cup final, where we can see that Javokhir Sindarov won the FIDE World Cup. He's the youngest ever FIDE World Cup champion, and we'll be going to analyze two rapid tiebreak games which we have played with VE, where first rapid game was a draw, and the second rapid game where he won the game against VE and became the youngest FIDE World Cup champion at the age of 19 years old. So before going to the game analysis, let me tell you one or two things about him because Sindarov played this tournament very beautifully. He has defeated lots of good players in this tournament. He defeated Vane Frederick, who defeated actually Bukeshdi. Then in the semi-final, he has defeated his own countrymate Nodirbek Sindarov, and then in the final he defeated Voi, who was very strong. He defeated actually Andrei Sipenko. He was in a fabulous form in this tournament, and he made a blunder in the tie break, and then Voi won the game. But after that, before that also he defeated Arjun Erigaisi. That was one of the big match. And I was actually thinking when Arjun lost the game, I was thinking that Voi might become the FIDE World Cup champion. But yes, Sindarov played very beautifully in the rapid tie breaks. In the normal game, there both of the games were ended in a draw, especially the second game where Voi actually has shown little bit kind of negative approach. I would say that he was playing with the white pieces. He didn't even try for the win. He just played a very dull opening 4 knights, exchanging the pieces very quickly and get a quick draw. That was I was not that much favor of this kind of things. Whenever you are going to become world champion, FIDE World Cup champion, you should play with aggressive or at least play for the win with the white pieces. If you are playing defensive with the white pieces, then what's the point? So those are the things. But let's go and see the first game, first rapid tiebreak where Sindarov was white and he started the game with t4, then knight f6, c4. Opening was pretty much evident that the game was very simple, and we can see that the Nimzo Ragozin has been played, and that was the critical moment where he played the e5 break. He got this break in the early stage of the opening, and where is only the problem of this bishop solved beautifully. But we'll see that how he developed this bishop actually. And from here at this moment, actually, he found this move d4, where after e d4, rook into that, and then the connected pawn. White's pawn structure is a little bit damaged, but white is having very good piece activity. So rook c5, rook c5, and now we can see bishop e6 and bishop d5, where he has played. But again, I would say that it was seemingly looking very equal position. But this moment where Sindarov actually got a chance, where it was very difficult to calculate, here we played g5. That was a losing mistake actually. And the pawn endgame is losing, resulting pawn endgame. The reason is that white's only winning move is bishop to e4. The point is, after taking, now the king is actually approaching. If you play king a6, then I'll play h5, and now suddenly you don't have any move, and these pawns are very weak. If you play even f5, I'll play this. If you play king d6, I'll play g3, and you have to actually move from this part, and the king will enter to the e5 square, and he is going to win. It was very complex. Even after bishop e4, there was a moment where you could play bishop to c6. That was the chance. But the point is, yeah, sorry. Yeah, at this moment, yeah, after bishop b4, you could play bishop to c6. That was the chance. But then again, I have the chance to play h5 again here, and to keep the position close. And you cannot move this bishop because of the bishop b7, and then a6, a7, 8, which was completely winning for white, which was very difficult to calculate even in a classical format of game. And it was just a rapid time like Javokhir has only the 5 minutes on the clock. But he played h5, and then the game was ended in a quick draw after everything got exchanged. This pawn game, and after king f7, it's no one can make a progress, so it was ended in a draw. But now we'll look at the second rapid tiebreak game. Now we'll be looking at the game 2, where actually we gave a very tough fight and came into a position where the game was quite balanced, and then we took a little bit more risk, and later on he lost the game. The point is that even with the passive position, how we defended this game, that was phenomenal. So the game started with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, d3, bishop e7, castle, castle, knight c3, d6, a4, bg4, h3, bishop f3, queen f3, and opening was very normal, natural middle game, and the game started changing its character from here a little bit when we gave up the bishop on a2 for that knight. And I was pretty surprised because that bishop was very powerful and you gave up it, and the double pawn happened, and this double pawn is actually good for black. You can see that the knight is now restricted, cannot get access to this critical d5 and f5 square. Knight e2, d5, knight c3, and we thought that he might start attack on the king side, but yes, nothing happened. b3 a6, okay, 1, knight c3, queen c8, knight f1, b5, and now black started pushing. And if you look at this position, black grabs way more space in the center, and he's ready to play c4, c3 even, where he will fix the pawn on c2, and then basically he is going to bring his rooks to the open a file, try to attack on the c2 weakness. But we'll look at it with his defensive capability, that how he has defended. Check, and this is the position where his defending capability starts as. And in a rapid game where we is having only 1 minute 15 seconds on the clock, you can see on the clock timing here, how we defended this position is phenomenal. I would definitely appreciate for that defending capability played. And you can see black's idea is very simple, black's move are very simple. Sindarov is having more times on the clock as well, 3 minutes, 3x more time. And black's idea is very simple, either I am going to penetrate from this b file or from the a file. So f3, rook a7, rook d1, and he kept both pieces usually. Bishop h4, queen g4, queen e2, king h2, queen f7, and whenever you play rook b2, the point is I can play rook c1 and defend it. g3, rook bb2, rook c1, king h7, king h2, rook b8, and you can see that black cannot crack white's defense. f4, and now suddenly white starts pushing on the king side. e5. I still prefer that if you take here, then the game would have been better for him. And you have this f5 now in the air. Queen g6 is also coming. So e5, bishop c5, rook f4, queen e8, rook f2. Again, you cannot play rook bb2 because of rook f7. We're losing completely. So rook a1, queen f3, rook b1, queen e4 check, king g8, and here the key moment we missed. He should play queen g6 here. The idea is I'm going to keep this king into the cage, and now white will generate some sort of counterplay with some sort of rook f7, maybe with the idea of bishop f6. Lots of things are in the air. But he played g4, rook h1, king g3, rook e1, and still this position was defendable. Queen e2, bishop e7, bishop. And here he made the mistake. Here, simple idea is to bring the king back and it is safe. In the time travel, it's not that easy to find out the correct move. That king g2 is kind of subtle move, because after even queen h4, rook f8 check, king f8, and this is the defense, queen f3, and suddenly the king is locked and there is a perpetual. You cannot defend. You can, yes, definitely you can. I'll take, and then king h1, and this endgame is a drawn endgame. You have no time, 1 2 3, but I can simply defend 1 2 3, so I can defend this position. So but we played greedy rook into d4, That was the mistake, and from here he got actually the checkmate. Queen h4, king f, rook e1, and that's the key move, only move to keep the advantage. Rook to e1, attacking the queen. Now I'm threatening queen g5 and queen e3, queen g2, and after queen g5, king g3, and queen e3. Here we resigned, and Javokhir Sindarov became the youngest world champion. Now we are losing this rook, but moreover we are getting checkmated here. Cannot survive for long. So that's it, everyone. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share with your friends. And if you are new in my channel, kindly stay with me, subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell icon. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, signing off. Thank you. Bye bye.